Hey guys, okay, so this video is for your annotated bibliography. So first off, do not be afraid of this. It's not that bad once you start, I promise. I'm gonna help walk you through it. Just bear with me as I attempt to figure out my computer for the 15th time today. Okay, so let's take a look at the rubric. So you have your assignment, you chose your topic, you gave me an outline. Okay, so now you're gonna need to find your sources. You have to find one primary source and two secondary sources. Once you find them, you have to read them. I know that sucks, but here we are. So basically it's a list of citations, but it's with a paragraph that tells you essentially like what the source is about, how you're going to use it, if they're a credible writer, and some other, if there's any shortcomings or biases that could potentially inhibit your paper because of this source, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to double space it. It's going to be times New Roman font. You guys should know the drill by now. It's MLA format. Okay, so this is what you're doing. You are providing 5 sentences per source. Okay, so I should have essentially 3 paragraphs. So you're going to provide the citation first. Then in the first sentence, you're going to explain what the purpose of the source is, along with a short summary of the key findings. This is why you have to read it. Okay, most of the sources that you find when you look at the database will have an abstract, which will give you basically a summary. So you can pull it from there. You do need to read these because you don't want to find one and then not end up using it. This is really supposed to make your life a little easier. Okay, so then the third thing, what is the academic or intellectual credentials of the source? Is it a peer-reviewed article? Is it a scholarly article? If you Google the author's name, what comes up? Does it say that they're like Joe Schmo living, you know, in the hood? Or does it say that they have their doctorate from Harvard or something like that? So what is it that's going to make this person credible and reliable for you to trust their information, okay? And then this one usually trips people up, any shortcomings or biases. So if you are using a source from like CNN or NBC, ABC, any of those news channels, you have to kind of dig deep to see which side they fall on, if they're left or right, because that would be a bias that they're going to write to their side. A shortcoming would be like if they don't fully explain something, or if maybe it's not going to completely answer your question, what you're trying to answer, but it's going to give you some value to it. It's just not going to fully explain it. And then the last of it is, how is this going to contribute to your paper? Do you think that it's going to be extremely useful? Is it going to be slightly useful? And then also with this last sentence, you'll say if it's your primary source or your secondary source. Okay, so that's the rubric. You need to make sure that you have your annotation, which is your citations, are properly formatted. So now I'm going to go to stop share. Bear with me, guys, okay? I'm a little slow today. We're going to go to EasyBib. Share screen. EasyBib. Okay, so if we remember this website, easybib.com, you'll hit create citation. Okay, once you hit create, you can go to more and you can click online database, because you're going to be trying to pull articles from the online database, and then you can fill it in. However, I'm going to go over to this tab. Okay, so if I click on something, blind seeing, death writing from Dickinson, okay, you'll see on the right hand side, whoops, on the right hand side under tools, there's a button that says cite. So if you click on that, a bunch of citations will appear. Okay, so you'll scroll till you find MLA. Here it is. And then all you have to do is copy and paste it. There's your citation. It's properly formatted, done. You'll copy, you'll paste it over there, and then you'll start your paragraph. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an example once I figure this out. Where is it? There it is. There we go. All right, so here's my example that I gave you guys. Here is my citation. Here is my next citation. And here is my last citation. You are only doing, oops, I don't know what I just did, shit. Okay. You're only doing 3 sources on your annotated bibliography, okay? So you'll notice that there's about 4 or 5 sentences per paragraph, per citation. That's all I need. This is it. The only thing I didn't do was make it double spaced, okay? That's it. So there's no page requirement for this particular assignment. It's just that you have to have your citations and your annotation for 3 sources. Okay. So if we look at this first one, okay, the language of murder cases, it was useful in determining, apparently I can't spell, what area of linguistics was needed to look at Manson's trial. There's no bias since Choi did not participate in it. He's an expert in linguistics. Okay, so that's how he's a credible source for this. And it's going to add value because it's going to show how to use techniques to analyze Manson's words. If you guys don't know who Charles Manson is, you should totally Google him. What else? It is okay to write in first person. I should totally reiterate that. So this is the testimony. It's basically his, what was transcribed by the stenographer. Couldn't think of it. So I needed this to really pinpoint particular areas in which he is a conscious manipulator. Okay, so take a look at these. It is not lengthy. It's not, once you do your first one, it's easy. It's just getting that first one started. Okay, so my advice would be starting with your primary source. If you guys want to star it and put primary or something, I don't, whatever. And then you can put secondary after it. Okay. Could do something like that. That's fine. Okay. The idea is just to make sure that you get that hanging indent correct. Okay. So there it is. And same with this one. Okay. So make sure that you have them formatted properly. Okay. And you quite literally are just, referencing. I want to make sure that I'm on the right thing. Those 5 questions right here. Right here. Okay, those are the questions you're answering. Please do not answer them by, doing a numerical thing. Answer it in paragraph form. Okay, so this source is about blah, blah, blah. The main purpose of it is the academic credentials are this. He's super smart or she's super smart, whatever it is. There are no shortcomings, okay? So make sure that even if there's nothing that you notice, shortcomings or bias-y wise, you write that there are none or that you've noticed none, okay? Just make it very clear. And then how is it going to contribute to your work? Okay, so I think that should be it. If you guys have questions, feel free to send me an email or, a smoke signal, text message, whatever you guys need to do. And good luck with this, okay? Have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye.